Alrighty, we made an appointment at the Parched Pig, which is inside Guy's Pig and Anchor. They brew their own beers here, so we booked a little tour. So we will check that out. Welcome to our video on the brewery tour on the Carnival Panorama. We didn't really know what to expect going into it. Courtney and I aren't really big beer drinkers, but we'd never seen a tour like this offered in a cruise ship before, and we couldn't really turn it down. There we are. Pig and Anchor. Where do we check in? This is where the
tour, yep.
The tour?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
It's $30, but it's a full beer tasting. We drink a bunch of beer, and then you get a souvenir glass and a pint of whatever you like after. I always like to start out by asking people, does anybody know who first invented or discovered beer? Egyptians. Good guess. But it was pretty well established by then, so we can earlier than the Egyptians.
Chinese.
The Sumerians.
Maybe. It's a trick question, guys. The real answer is nobody knows. And brewing ingredients, and some of those date back to like 7,000, 8,000 BC. So we're talking a history of at least 10,000 years. All right. People used to think that we stopped living hunter-gatherer lifestyles to live in settlements to grow crops to make bread. Now it's basically universally accepted that we were also making beer. Yep. All right. So basically, humanity has had a beer in its hand since the beginning. It's pretty awesome.
The tour was very informative, led by a brewmaster hired by Carnival. As you can see, he really knew his stuff. We learned all kinds of things, from the brewing process, to the history of beer, to the different types of beer.
Typical beer. If you give it a smell, it's going to smell pretty much what you expect beer to smell like. You're going to get some malty sweetness, a little bit of flowery type of aroma, but basically just tastes like beer. Okay? 4.5%, like I said, what we would call a lawnmower beer, or what I call a shower beer. Just a light, refreshing, easy drinking beer, perfect for a hot day, watch your favorite sporting event, hanging out at the beach or a barbecue with friends, your typical beer. And then I will grind them up and I'll add them to hot water, and that's what's known as the mash. You ever watch moonshiners? They talk about the mash a lot. Same thing. First step to making whiskey or making moonshine, it's the same step to making beer. You gotta make a mash. So there's a chemical reaction that happens in here where enzymes that are on the outside of the seeds will convert the starch. Things got a little out of hand and they started using more corn and watering things down, and then you eventually end up with Coors and Miller. Right in that hot wort, drink that.
With scotch.
Yeah, if it's with scotch, you call that a hot scotch. Yeah. Or a brewer's toddy if you're using bourbon or something like that.
Will it already have alcohol in it?
That's what you add. It doesn't have alcohol yet, but it's sweet. And then you have the whiskey, which is the alcohol, so it like balances it out. That just refers to the different type of yeast that we use. The two main families of yeast that we use for brewing are ales and lagers, and all beers fall under one of those two categories. I could make a dark 9% super bitter lager that would melt your face. The only thing that makes it a lager is the yeast, essentially. These two right there, and then the lesser one for the Some people gotta pick up their kids.
The package included 4 pitchers of different kinds of beer to share per table. The tour itself, a coupon for a free pint at the Pig and Anchor, and a collectible mug. Not bad for the $30 price. Of course, prices are subject to change. Having fun so far? Yeah, it's awesome. And I don't even like beer. It's very, very informative. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning what I like and what I don't like, which is just as important.
So this is the brew house here. This is where we do what we call the hot side of the process. Over there is the cold side of the process. So essentially, I do my job here, and then the yeast does their job over there, and then I clean up after those little critters, and the process repeats itself. This is a special fancy system that Carnival paid top dollar for. This probably costs 3-4 times what a normal brewery of its size costs. Usually, this glass copper combination, unless you've been on another brewery ship for Carnival, you've probably never seen anything like it. Usually, these are just stainless steel.
What is it last week?
Nothing. It lets you see that. Yeah. Just
We're wrapping up.
All right.
The tour took us through the facilities on the ship where they actually brew the beer. Not many cruise ships have breweries on board, so it was really great to be able to experience this on a ship that does. The Carnival ships that have breweries are the Celebration, Horizon, Jubilee, Mardi Gras, Panorama, and Vista. And that concludes our video on the brewery tour on the Carnival Panorama. Overall, it was a really fun and informative event that we highly recommend you take if it is offered. If you like this video, please hit that like button, click subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you get notified of new videos on our channel. And as always, no matter where you find yourself on this journey, please take a moment, however brief, to take a closer look at life. Bye for now.